The Galactic Defense Academy's training hall buzzed with nervous energy as cadets from across the known systems prepared for their daily combat assessment. Among the sleek, elongated forms of the Zenthri and the crystalline structures of the Quillian students, Zarachin stood out like a predator among prey, compact, dense, and radiating an aura that made even the instructors unconsciously step back. Kyath of the Zenthri Empire had never encountered a Deathworlder before today. His species had evolved on Zenthra Prime, a paradise world where the gravity was a mere 0.3 standard, the atmosphere was perfectly balanced, and the most dangerous creature was roughly equivalent to Earth's house cat. Standing nearly 8 feet tall with gossamer thin limbs and translucent blue skin, he was considered a formidable warrior among his people. The human girl barely reached his chest. "Today we practice restraint techniques," announced Instructor Vexila, her 6 arms gesturing elegantly. "Remember, the goal is control, not destruction. Pair up according to your compatibility matrices." The Academy's AI had, in what would later be deemed a catastrophic miscalculation, paired Kyath with a lone human. The algorithm had factored in their similar academic scores and combat experience, but had failed to account for the fundamental differences between their evolutionary backgrounds. Kyath approached Zara with the casual confidence of someone who had never faced real danger. His homeworld's greatest military challenges involved political maneuvering and technological superiority, not the brutal, primal combat that had shaped every fiber of human DNA. "Greetings, small warrior," he said with what he intended as friendly condescension. "I shall be gentle with you." Zara looked up at him with dark eyes that held depths Kyath couldn't fathom. On her homeworld, she had trained in gravity 3 times standard, fought off creatures that could shatter steel with their bare claws, and survived storms that would have leveled cities on paradise worlds. Every human was a walking nightmare to the galaxy's more civilized species. They just didn't know it yet. "Sure thing, tall guy," she replied with a smile that didn't reach those predators' eyes. The exercise began simply enough. Kyath, following standard Zenthri combat doctrine, reached out with his elongated limbs to establish a controlling grip. His fingers, designed for precision rather than power, wrapped around Zara's neck in what was considered a dominant hold in 0.3 gravity. What happened next would be analyzed in combat academies for decades to come. Zara's response was instantaneous and devastating. Her hands moved faster than Kyath's enhanced vision could track, one gripping his wrist, the other his elbow. The human biomechanics that had been forged in Earth's crushing gravity and refined through millennia of warfare engaged with terrifying efficiency. The sound of Kyath's collarbone snapping echoed through the suddenly silent training hall like a gunshot. But Zara wasn't done. As the tall alien began to crumple, his nervous system overloaded by pain his species had never evolved to handle, her grip shifted. With movements as casual as picking up a dropped stylus, she relieved him of several ribs, his shoulder joint, and what the medical team would later catalog as extensive structural damage to the upper thoracic region. Kyath hit the training mat with a wet thud, his translucent blue skin now showing alarming darker patches where internal fluids had gone places they shouldn't. His breathing came in shallow gasps as his body went into shock. Zara straightened up, rolling her shoulders to work out the kinks. In her hand, she held Kyath's collarbone, a delicate, crystalline structure that had simply come away when she'd adjusted her grip. She studied it with the detached curiosity of a xenobiologist examining an interesting specimen. "Instructor?" she called out politely, raising her free hand like a student asking permission to speak. "I think we might need the medical team over here. Also, do you have anywhere I should put this?" The training hall erupted into chaos as medical drones swarmed toward the fallen Zenthri, while other cadets backed away from the small human who had just dismantled one of their classmates like he was made of paper and wishful thinking. Instructor Vexila's 6 arms trembled as she reached for her emergency communicator. The Academy's first rule was about to be amended. Never pair a Deathworlder with anyone you're not prepared to lose.